All right, let's rock on this for our gross profit. So we know, and I've got my corn, cotton, and soybean and what the yield, like what we're getting for the cost. So this is going to equal 183 bushels per acre. You know what would be very beneficial here? The number of acres. Let me escape that. The number of acres would be very beneficial here. All right, and so we're going to come back over here. We'll copy this. Copy. Paste. And this is acres. I'm just going to put that there. All right. We need to know at least how much yield per acre. So this equals times F4, and let's start here in 11, and we can do equals this times F4, and then cotton equals times F4. Oh, I see what I didn't do. Okay, sorry, that's in the wrong row. That's in the wrong column. We get the same thing. You can do that however you'd like. I think I put that in there just so that you could see. And there's always more than one way to skin a cat. We should be able to just click to there, to there, to there. All right, gross profit per acre. And our seed cost per acre, this is back from this sheet, a seed cost is $167.87. And it looks like we're going to need this one and this one. So I'm going to copy all these, and I'm going to put that right here. Seed cost, paste. Paste. For a cost per acre. Something tells me that this should probably be an average. I'm going to put this right here. Something tells me that should be an average. Oh, wait a minute. No, because it's field. It's per field. It shouldn't be. It's just this. Right? Because remember, we calculated this on a per acre basis. Total cost per acre. All of our fertilizer for these three values times the cost per each pound gives us the total per that acre. So we've calculated what it costs per acre, and then we can just multiply times the field. Boom. So there's that. Pesticide cost per acre. Okay. And this and this. Now we need to do some different math. Okay. All right. Let's do our pesticide cost. It's going to be bang. Okay. So we know this one is different. This is ounces per acre. rate, cost, okay, this is pints. Need to give this a little outline there, bang. How about that? Okay. Now, if it's 1.25 pints per acre, how many gallons is that? So this is a gallon. This equals 8. So it's 0.156 gallons per acre. You can do the same thing here. And then let's do dollars per gallon. Because remember, I tell you that if you can always get it into dollars per gallon, and we know that it is 160, so price over product divided by 2.5, that means it's $64 a gallon. It's $72 a gallon. So the cost per acre will equal the cost per gallon times gallons per acre. Get down. And then here, man, that's not a lot. So we know that we need 3.75 ounces per acre, and there are 128 ounces in a gallon, so we need 0.03 gallons. The cost per gallon is still the same formula. This equals price over product. $48 a gallon or $49 a gallon, and then this equals cost times the number of gallons needed. So it costs $1.43. Total, we'll sum all this up. Net profit, this equals the gross. The gross minus the seed cost minus the fert minus the pest. And we profited $624 per acre. Now, what is the net profit per field? Because if we got that on $624 per acre, and we know how many acres we have in a field, let's just multiply the acres times the profit. The acres. Bang. And drag that down. Take all this, we'll make it 2 decimal places. Bing. Center all that. And sum. This year, you made $64,584. That was your net profit. Now, that's not taking into account the labor. That's not taking into account any of the depreciation. Start getting into ag business stuff. That's not counting your fuel, right? There are a lot of other little things, the maintenance. There are a lot of other little things that cut into that. But there you can see how we come up with all of these values. And so the number of bags that we need, all right, so we've got our number of actual or whole bags. I can't remember which one I asked for. Nope, seed. This is 28, 62, and 27. 28, 62, 27. Nope, that was not. That's not correct. Copy. And I'm going to do that right here. Bang. No. There's that. Seed cost per acre for corn on average per acre. And so this is where the pivot table really helps. But if you wanted to, you can come in here and you can insert a row and you can just take your average of your seed cost, which would still be 168.87. Bang. FERT cost per acre, the average FERT cost. I think this is where we want to do the average, right? We're going to insert here, we're going to insert here, and we're going to insert here. And then we're going to take another we'll do a couple of inserts here. So this is the average of the total cost per acre. We can do an average, and it will give us that. 381. Average, 256, average. Wait, I need to go back and check and make sure this did it right. 03 to 022, nope. This needs to be 014 to 022. Correct, okay, so now we've got our average fertilizer cost, 2, 3, copy. I'm going to paste the number, and then I'm going to copy it again, copy, and then I'm going to transpose it. Yield, the average yield. I want to do it like this. Select all of those, copy. Oh, that's on the same table. Okay, cool. We're going to paste that as a value, copy, and then transpose. Our gross profit on average per acre, gross profit, average. Guess we might as well do the net while we're here. There we go. So our average gross, 1, 2, 3. We'll copy and paste. Copy, transpose. Net, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Copy, paste, copy, transpose. There's our corn acreage. This needs to be a sum of corn. This needs to be a sum of soybean. And this needs to be a sum of cotton. We'll go 1, 2, 3. Start a new little column here. Bang. Copy. Transpose. Number of bags per farm. For corn, we do equals this times this. And this should just carry right over, which also lines up with our number of bags right here. 2705. Let's go ahead and 6142, 2611. Okay. Seed cost. Copy. Paste. Transpose. We've got our FERC cost. Did we do something for this? First cost, per field. Okay, so we can just drag this over. Boom. Oh, is that total? That was asking for, this is asking for the total. This one's asking for the total. So this is now auto sum. That's a total cost. Enter, and then this is auto sum. Enter. And then I wonder if this equals 1 plus this plus this. Why do we have 107? Because it was adding this in there. Gotcha. Okay. Still not going to be the same though. Alright, whatever. We do here, here, and here. Copy. Boom. Okay, we're looking for the yield for the total. Total yield. You would multiply this times the number of acres insert some rows here. And let's do total yield. We can get all of this in here. Insert. This is total yield. This is acres. We need our acres. Copy. Paste. What are we missing? I need this and this. Much better. So total yield equals this times the number of acres. And we can do our, so this is acres, this is not total yield, this is yield. This is just yield. This is total yield. That's per field. And we know that this is going to be, this equals, times F4 I'm going to do this off to the side. It's just easier to do it off to the side instead of making a new row. Should go to there. These are actually the values for the gross. That's why, this is why the pivot table is good for this one, because it can get messy. But you really just have to get the right answer. I'm just going to put this right here. Because this is the sum crap, that's the wrong one. This is auto sum of the total yield. Oh, this should be M. Should have done that different. Whatever. Now, 1, 2, 3, copy. We should be able to do this fine because this is just going to be a sum. This should be auto sum net, bang, and then auto sum net, enter. 1, 2, 3, copy. And if we did this correctly, $64,583, which was probably this value over here somewhere before we got it all messed up. We made about $64,584. Okay. This whole table, tired of this mess. Like that. We'll take everything, we'll make it all 2 decimal places. And hopefully now you can see where the value is in making this pivot table, is that you don't have to keep changing the tables in order to make them, but you can skin the cat however you want to. Okay? All right. Well, I hope that at least helped. I hope you at least got to see that and see what you did well, and then kind of where you're like, oh, you know what, I didn't really think about that. And for me, that's what this exercise was about. What do you know? What did you do well? And then where did you kind of sort of like, oh, you know what, I didn't consider this, or maybe I should have taken an average versus a sum. That's really what the overall exercise is designed to do, is where didn't I think of these things? And how do I get to that value? All right, that's all I got for now.